Big finish to the night. Class 2 over the 1,800 metres brings the curtain down. High class affair. Marvel Hero dropping back into Class 2 company. Good record in this grade. Packing Dragon, a 4-time course and distance winner. Donoso, course and distance winner last season, of course coming out of the 4-year-old series. NASA's first up. Dr. Listening, course and distance winner in July. Inventor goes up in class. And all the way down to Super Chic though. Course and distance for the first time. No weight on his back at all, just the 113. And Matthew Chadwick. Back at the screen here for the final event, Brett, and the speed map as well. Packing Dragon, our likely leader here, but Beauty Prince might make him work for it from barrier 3.
Yeah, look, there's every chance Beauty Prince could actually be on the rail and Packing Dragon could be sitting outside of him. I think the race sets up fairly easily in the order we've got on screen. There's two horses in this race that have got question marks alongside of them. One is this horse Supreme Prophet, the other one is this horse Inventor, because if you go back through their history, they are horses noted for making mid-race moves. We saw Inventor do it last start with Matthew Poon aboard, a lower class. Supreme Prophet's done it at the Valley before, he's done it at Sha Tin. So those two runners potentially could be moving from the back early. I tend to think Inventor probably won't, because he might end up down here on the rail, as we can see. But Supreme Prophet is one that mid-race could zip around them and try and head them off down the back with a potential slow pace. Maybe NASA, his recent trial would suggest that he could potentially be a little bit handier in the run. And if Doyenne can get moving a little bit early, he could also be a little bit handier in the run. It doesn't look good for Cheetah Legend. I think Dr. Listening's in the spot where he's most likely to be. And Marvel Hero's the other question mark. With Matthew Poon taking the ride on him, if he can't get in here, in behind Beauty Prince, then he might have to surge on as well. So I think there's going to be a number of varied opinions with the speed map.
So we start off slow.
If it all works out to the way it most likely will, it should end up in that order and it'll be a slow pace, and then it'll come down to whether or not some of these horses from the back want to move.
Potential to press on.
Yeah.
All right, that's the speed. Paul, how are they looking in the morning?
Well, the first we'll look at here is Packing Dragon. He's a real hard starter to get past. He's working with a horse called Jumbo Bus. We haven't seen him around, but he's a nice horse, Packing Dragon. Does love Happy Valley, as we know. That's his work on the 25th, and then he followed up on the 1st of October here with a nice piece, I thought, as well. And he wasn't really pushed out at all, but he's coming in this race cherry ripe, and he might get the race run to suit, as you say. Something could take him on, but he's a tough horse to get past. NASA, interesting booking, Joe Moreira aboard. Looked good last season, flashed home late, did have group form in South Africa, and just some nice quiet work. But you can see he's a big, strong horse. He's really keen to get on with the job here on that gallop, and then backs it up here on the 2nd of October with a similar type of gallop. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ran very well, NASA. It looks good. And that was just the other day on the 2nd of October.
And we'll hear from Tony Millard very shortly as well, talking about that. He was out track work with Ed Sadler. Quartet first 4 jackpot coming up.
Yeah, worth noting too that he's coming back from a stress fracture, NASA. So he's had some time off.
All right, OK, well, let's get into it and have a look at some of these horses in action. The first one we're going to start off with is Marvel Hero. Now, we're going back a little bit for him. This is back at the end of last season, back in March in actual fact, but it was a very dominant win.
Wanted to highlight this, Andrew, because there's a number of horses in behind here that are actually in this race. Packing Dragon sort of running past Horse of Fortune. But this just reminds you of what Marvel Hero is capable of. This was the Happy Valley Vase back in late March. Now, he had 115 pound this day for Joe Moreira, but look what he did to the opposition. Absolutely blew them away. Circuit Land finished 3rd. He's been to Korea recently, of course. Some quality horses, but you know, this was last season. We're now in a new season. But when he's right, he's a very powerful animal at Happy Valley, and his record suggests that that's the case. When you look down, 4 starts, 3 wins. Only been beaten once at the Valley. Yep,
he definitely likes the course. The question mark I had was the weight. He mentioned he had 115 there. He's got to carry. We've got the claim, but 133 from barrier 10. That's the 7. So.
All right, there's a whole hatful in here as well. We've got Pikachu widest of all, Beauty Prince out there as well. The others to take note of once more. Well, again, we've got Packing Dragon in here, Doyenne just in behind him, and Dr. Listening. Didn't really get into it, finished off quite nicely, but again, he's a dangerous horse when he's right.
Yeah, I think Dr. Listening's worth another chance. He still actually ran quite OK, and I've always had a lot of time for Doyenne, and he's drawn more favourably in 3 as opposed to 10, so I'm giving both of those a chance. But, I mean, this is a very tricky race. not only with regards to the way it sets up, but there's plenty of horses that are capable. The market's got NASA at 4.8 and the Outsider at 20. So there's very little between the whole field in the betting.
Yeah, it looks that way. And Dr. Listening, as you said, didn't get into the race really there. Prior to that, it was a really good run from him. So I'm going to give him another chance.
OK, well, Donato, the form looked pretty good last season, of course, coming out the 4-year-old series. This is him back on the trial track. How's he been looking? Is he ready, I suppose? This Mythical Emperor is out in front.
He's not far away, and we've seen that 4-year-old form from last season with Beauty Generation and also Season's Bloom already to the fore. It was a really good generation of horses, and I think he's not far away. I think he'll run well.
I didn't know what to do with him. It's interesting, from the 5 down, they're all off very light weights here due to the high rating of Marble Hero. So you got 118 and further down for Denozo and onwards numerical order. It was a good trial. It's worth noting his record at the Valley is very good, but Joe Moreira rode him in both trials and Joe rode NASA in both trials. He's riding NASA.
Yeah, of course, he did start off his career here, Donoso, at Happy Valley. Very effective there as well. All right, speaking of NASA, let's get the word from the trainer himself. That's Tony Millard.
Tony, NASA looks like a nice horse. How's he going leading into Thursday night?
No, it's going nicely, you know. We didn't have a easy run in last season, and I think he's improved, and I think he'll run a nice race.
Is he a horse that you've just had to take your time with him?
Yes. He's he's still a colt, and he takes a lot of work, and he's come through his preparation well. We just need a bit of luck.
Bit of luck, and Joe Moreira on board.
That was a 1,700-metre trial. Super Chic closed off nicely. He's had another trial on the dirt over the shorter trip now, so he's an interesting runner.
Yeah, I like him. I think he can win. He's got this group form from Australia. He's had 3 starts last season. And South Africa, sorry. He's had the same thing, isn't it? No, he's had the.
Tell Tony that.
He's had the 2 months off, so I think he's really cherry ripe for this race.
All right, tough race, but he's on top.
Yeah, I'm going to put Nasser on top. I think he can improve and win this race. Packing Dragon, a hard horse to get past. Denozo out of the 4-year-old series. Dr. Listening, get back, run on. It's a real open race with a $4.70 favourite, but the play would be the Quinella place for me, 256.
It is a very tricky race. I ended up settling on Dr. Listening. Going to give him another opportunity back to the 1800. NASA, not sure whether he'll be actually suited to the Valley. Those better efforts were at Sha Tin, but he's a nice horse going forward. Super Chic's been gelded in the off-season. I liked his trial. I think he'll run well, particularly if they get moving a long way out. And I've always had time for Doyenne. Better gate. He's dangerous. 7, 6, 12, 3. I'm going to go with Super Chic each way.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for him. Super race to end the card. Straight into the stats, though, Paul. And we're going to focus in on here, Matthew Poon.
Yeah, no, Matthew Poon, he's got a 52% first 3 rate, as you can see, from his 21 rides. He's in great form at the moment. He's got another really good book of rides once again here at Happy Valley. The best, or the one I had on top of his was I'm a Witness, so I'll just focus on him. He's third up. He's got that claim. He'll get the weight down, and I think he'll be very tough to beat. So I think Matthew's going to have a good night once again.
So, right, 6 wins at the Valley. Interesting, because he's only had 7, so 6 of them at the Valley and 1 at Sha Tin.
There you go. Is it best bet stuff then as well?
Not Matthew Poon, no. I'm going to go with Keep Moving. Neil Cullen is the guy here for me. I just think he's a really young, exciting sprinter. Belay being the long shot. He should get the best run in that particular race. Player of the day, he's super most beautiful out of that same race, and Keep Moving, 3, 6 and 8.
Well, Paul pinched Keep Moving, and Andrew's pinched Phantom Falcon. I'm left with the Silk race 6, number 12. I think he's well placed. I'll take a chance with him. Burst Away 5-7, my long shot. And my play is back in Black's race. Banker him with Burst Away, Travel to Took, Mr. Picasso, good companion in the trio. Fill up.
Yeah, well, Brett's already given the game away here, but yeah, Phantom Falcon for me. I don't care about the wide draw. He's got the speed to get across. Derek Long to continue on his winning form. And, well, your long shot trained by Madfred Mann. Mine is as well, Brett. Ever strong. Again, plenty of speed. He should get himself in a good position, and he should throw in some extra spice into the exotics. The QQP 1, 5 and 9 from me. So that's it, just about out of time. Bring your drinking boots to Happy Valley on Thursday night for Oktoberfest.
Absolutely, yes. It'll be a great night on course, and of course Sunday, Wednesday and then a Saturday in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. You know what I mean.
Brilliant stuff. All right, well, that's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team, hopefully we'll see you at Happy Valley when we will be racing to win.
Good night.
Good night.